After seeing one very strong correction on Bitcoin, we are right now finally starting to see somewhat of a W-shaped bottom structure. And on today's update video, obviously I will talk about the liquidity heat map. I'm gonna talk about the massive US selling that is currently ongoing. I will be doing a deep dive in towards one of the most important on-chain metrics that are right now telling the risk of buying Bitcoin right now is most certainly getting lower. And yes, this and so much more will be getting discussed on today's update video, including my trades I currently have open on Ethereum and on Bitcoin. So don't forget to once again slap up that like button back above 1,000 likes. It will be highly appreciated. And let me jump straight away in today's update video. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, compared to yesterday, there's not been a lot of stuff happening. We are right now seeing that Bitcoin is finding some support on the lower side right here from off this 99.2k level. And of course, if you've been following the channel, you do know I still have some orders set up on the lower side, especially around the 98,000 US dollar level, which is corresponding with, of course, that low level of that liquidity zone in the market right there. But basically, Bitcoin is right now creating somewhat of a slowdown in this big correction phase towards the downside. And for me, it's going to be very clear. Of course, currently we're in a weekend. I am not expecting a lot of volatility to be hitting the markets, but whenever Bitcoin breaks above the orange box of resistance, I think we're going to see a continuation higher. And whenever we break once again below the green box of support, that is going to be the confirmation. We're basically going to see somewhat of a bearish continuation for Bitcoin. And I mean, we are seeing right now on big on-chain data that the average spot size is right now of orders that are buying are right now massively increasing, indicating that big Bitcoin whales are once again starting to accumulate. And of course, discussed it also in yesterday's video, but we have a ton of liquidity still laying above us and almost no liquidity laying below us, which is also indicating we are about to get a big short squeeze after all the longs were wiped out on Bitcoin before, right? And this is not just a coincidence, because yes, I've also opened up massive trades around this level. If you would have joined also the VIP Telegram group, you had the opportunity to copy trade my exact trades, which are, by the way, now in more than $140,000 in profit. So if you not only want to be copy trading me, but also stay up to date on all the market developments and updates and see the trades of 5 other professional traders as well, make sure to join the private Telegram group using the second link in today's video description. But further on, I think the Bitcoin price action is going to be seeing a bounce anytime soon here. And not only because of the fact that we are seeing this big short liquidations piling up above us, but also it is corresponding with this very important level. We are indeed right now seeing massive US selling, but I do think this is going to be ending very shortly. Why? Is because, first of all, if I'm looking at the MVRV score, which is an under/overvalued metrics for Bitcoin, we are right now basically entering the buy zone again here. We are basically having a similar opportunity to accumulate Bitcoin as of the lows of 2025 in March and also the lows of September 2024. So the opportunity is quite big here. If you would ask me here, I am not necessarily saying Bitcoin is going to be bouncing here from here to new all-time highs. But what I'm trying to say is that yes, I think it's going to be very likely to see a strong bounce on Bitcoin from off this level. And that is obviously where I'm betting on with my current ongoing trades here. Also, on the weekly time frame, the stochastic RSI is getting very heavily oversold, which historically also corresponds with great buying opportunities. And the global worldwide money supply is still increasing month on month here. And ultimately, this is an indication that Bitcoin is going to be following that. Not directly, but indirectly, it will be following it eventually here. So that is, of course, very important to understand. Then at the same time, we are right now retesting this major level of previous weekly resistance, which was created in the beginning of 2025. Now is getting retested at the end of 2025, in my opinion, as support. We are, of course, also seeing the 50 weekly moving average. My take is very simple on it. I remain to be accumulating around this 50 weekly moving average, but whenever we break below it, it is going to give us the confirmation of the start of the bear market. At least that is what it has always done, historically speaking. So I will remain to be bullish on Bitcoin as long as we're trading above it. If we break below it, it's going to be a very bearish signal. But like you can see, buying around this zone right here has historically been a very good decision. So let's see how that is going to be playing out here. But anyways, on the weekly time frame, I mentioned it so many times already before on my previous videos. I have been very bearish on Bitcoin and I remain to be very cautious because we are clearly at the end stage of the 4-year cycle of Bitcoin. So please don't get me wrong. I'm not expecting that Bitcoin is going to be hitting new all-time highs or whatsoever. If it will happen, I will definitely take it. But all I'm expecting is somewhat of a short-term bounce on Bitcoin right here, which I will be benefiting from with my current ongoing trades here. And guys, if you are also right now interested in trading yourself here, if you go to the first link in today's video description, you can sign up an account to WeX and you will be able to get a 25% fee rebate. And on top of that, you can get an insane $30,000 deposit bonus. So if this sounds interesting for you, check it out in the first link in today's video description. Of course, trading is always risky, so make sure to always do your research. But yeah, I've talked about these setups for weeks here, for more than 3 to 4 weeks right now. And now finally we got entered, and I think it's still a great zone of accumulation. Also on Ethereum, we are seeing somewhat of a structure that we are creating a double bottom structure. And if we right now break above this green line right here, I do think a continuation to about $3,700 could be very likely. But yes, ultimately this level right here is going to be acting as major resistance yet again for Bitcoin. And of course, if you're buying Ethereum right now, you are literally buying below the average entry price of Bitmine, which is a company that accumulated billions and billions of dollars worth of Ethereum and now is significantly underwater. So that is, of course, something very interesting. It is also corresponding with the golden pocket entry, and I just don't think it's a bad time to accumulate Ethereum in this market. So this video was definitely a little bit of a shorter one here, but if you did enjoy it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, slap on that like button, and see you guys back again tomorrow on another update video. Peace out. Goodbye.